Any question? You can just write in the in-call messages or unmute your mic. You can just raise up your hand and give you permission to say something. Any question? Amos Ocheng.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
I was asking the assignment you sent in the group, is it the assignment for this week that we need to do and submit?
Yes, that one is it was for practice. The assignment for this week will come after I'll upload it in the Google Classroom. But that one is for just practice. But that does not mean that you won't do the practice questions. They are equally relevant. Any other question? If we have no other question, let me see if there is a question. No other question. You can just raise up your hand if you have a question or maybe something you need clarification. That means we can just continue with our class today. So today we are just going to learn about lists, dictionaries, tuples, and arrays. And if we have no question, we can just dive into it. So we will start with lists. Lists are used to store multiple items in a single variable. So we have 4 built-in data types in Python. That stores collections of data. So we have lists, we have a tuple, we have a set, and we have a dictionary. So we will begin with a list, and I can just uncomment this one so that you can see how we do create a list. A list is just a collection of data that is assigned to a variable, and to define a list we always use the squared brackets. So you can see I have let me just rename this list so that we can just call it a meaning word. We can call them fruits. Inside fruits we have apple, we have banana, and we have cherry. We can just change this one to mango, and we can have another one, orange. So in our list we have 4 items. This is how we define a list. So fruit is equals to squared bracket, and then you define your items. So to print this list, you will just have to do the printing. The print, as we always do, and then you just have to print them. So we can just run this. Let me insert this one into a cell just above here. We copy this, and then we just paste it here, and then we run to see what will be our output. You can see we have printed our list that consists of apple, a banana, a mango, and orange. So this is how we define a list. in case someone asks you to define a list and initialize it with some values. So that is it. You can just see there we have list items. Items are ordered, mutable, it allows duplicate values. What I mean by the mutable is that you can change a value. You can change a value. How we do that is just below here. You can maybe have a list items are indexed. So by indexing, I mean we start with the first element here, which is assigned to 0, then 1, 2, and then 3. As I had said earlier that in Python or in other language, we always start from 0, especially when we come to list. So we start with 0 index, then 1, 2, 3. 3, but we have the 4 items here. So to change a value here, we can just maybe have we are saying that the first item has an index of 0, as I have just said. The second item has an index of 1, etc, etc. So orange will have an index of 3, and that is it. We have ordered. We say that lists are ordered. So when we say that lists are ordered, it means that the items have a defined order, as we have just said that they are indexed, starting from with index 0 uh, to index 3. For example, we are using here. So they have order. So it means that the items we have a defined order, and that order will not change. If you add a new item to the list, the new item will be placed at the head of the list. We will see that just now. Okay, the list is changeable. Changeable is just means that the list is mutable. You can change some values. Again, we will do that right now. Meaning that we can change, we can add, we can remove an item from the list after it has been created. The other characteristic of a list, it's that it allows duplicates. We can have duplicate items. So we said that we change this one to something meaningful. Can use fruits. Can just change this one to fruits. You can just see that we have cherry 2 times here. We can as well add another orange here. Let's try and add another orange here to orange, and then we try to run this, and you will see that we have 2 oranges, but they have different indexes. So this one is index 3 and this one will be index 4. As we have said that our list is ordered, it's ordered. The other thing is that we have just covered it allowed duplicates. We have just seen that. So you can just try to maybe have an example of to illustrate that we can add, we can remove from a list. So any question up to that point before we add or remove an item from a list? You can just raise up your hand and ask any question. Any question? Any question up to that point? Any question? See, you can just raise up your hand and ask a question, or write it in the in-call messages. I'll just read. I think no question. So we can just try to add an item to our list here. We use a function that is called append. And how we do that, let me just write a comment here. Adding into a list. So we are going to use the list name dot append. Use the append method, and then we can just add whatever we want. Maybe we can add cherry in our list. Whenever we can print before, just before adding to a list, and after, so that we can note the difference. Can just have paste here. Oh, I haven't copied this one. Just a copy, and then we paste it here. So this is before before adding, and then we can have after adding here. So it's quite easy. We just use this function here. So after adding, let's see the output. We can just run. I'd see the output. Can you try and write that one in your anaconda? Just a minute. Can just write just a minute. I think everybody has just written that. Is there anybody who have not written that? Before adding and after adding an item to the list, you can note that as we had said earlier, that a list is ordered. So you can see that whatever we have added, it has been added at the last part of our list. So any person who is having difficulties in appending an item in the list, any person? Any person? Any person with a question about appending? I think we are good to go. So the other part is now removing. If we can add an item to the list, again now we can. It means that we can also remove. So this is after adding, we can try to remove an item from the list. Let me just ask someone a question here. Amos, are you able to append?
Okay, I did that, but it is giving an error. So I'm still trying to figure out.
You are trying to figure out what error are you getting?
They say the tuple object has no attribute append.
Can you are you able to share your screen?
Sure.
Yes, you can just share your screen so that we can maybe solve that together. Let me stop presenting and then you upload your.
Okay.
Yes, let me just stop presenting and then Pirska, 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 are you able to append?
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay.
Um, Eric, 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 are you able to unmute your mic?
Yes.
Uh, are you able to see? Can you able to debug this code for Amos?
Mm, I was in the process of appending.
Or appending? Okay.
Yes.
Any person in the class who can see the issue with this code of Amos?
I think he has not written ash before fruits dot appending.
Not really, but in list we don't use. You have used parentheses instead of squared bracket. That's why you can see tuple object has no attribute paid. You can just change your the fruits then is equals to square bracket instead of using parentheses. And then maybe you can try to do the append. Can you change? Yeah, that one should be a square bracket. That is the problem that you have there. I think by now everybody should every can you run? No. You shouldn't change that one. That one for padding is a function. Now it should remain just the way it was. Yeah, yeah. Good. Now you can just try to run your code and then you can see your problem is solved. Are we together now?
Yes. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah. When defining a function, when defining a list, we use a square bracket, not the parentheses.
It's okay.
Yeah. Any other person who is having a difficulty, you can stop sharing and then I. Any other person?
Yeah.
Muchiti.
Yes,
You
sharing my screen.
okay? You can just share your screen. Then we see where the problem is.
Oh.
Mwema, are you able to follow? Mwema? Yes, Mwema is saying that he's able to follow. You will soon share your screen so that you can see what you got. We have fruits. Then we print fruits. Then we have This one is right. Then we add cherry. After adding, we have a fruit cherry. This one is good.
Why do we still have the commas and the nini, the what do you say? What do you call them?
Because
The punctuation marks.
whatever you have just printed is the list.
Uh-huh.
Is the list. So when we will be learning our for loop, we can loop through the list to print individual elements. We will soon see that, but for now we are just going to print the list the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but when we will be learning about for loop, we will loop through the list. Any other person with a question, or maybe is stuck? I think we can just go direct to the other part. We use the, let me present my screen. This is good. So we can now use the function remove to remove some elements in removing elements in a list. So we are just going to use the function remove. It is just easy to use. Which element do you want us to remove? We can just start with we always start with our list name. Then we just add the function that we want. Remove maybe something. Which element we can just remove? I think banana. We can just remove banana. Then we just print our list again. We print. Let's have a print. After removing a banana element, and then we just have to print our fruits. Is it fruits? Yes. So let's run this, and then we see what you are going to get here. So after removing a banana element, we have now the apple, mango. This one should be mango, not mongo. I think I had a typo there. Orange, then orange, cherry. Can you implement the remove function in your list? You can just use the remove. It's just same as you will just use it as you use the append. Mwema, are you able to follow? Eric is okay. Mwema, can you share your screen so that we can maybe see what you have? You can just share your screen, Mwema, Mwendwa. We see what you have. But Mwema is Eric. Oh, Mwema is the same person as Eric. Emmanuel, are you able to follow?
All good over here.
Okay. I think today we are all together. Let me this time have a ready. Let me see a ready over here who is with us. Any volunteer? A lady this time? Piriska? Piriska? Okay. I think we can just continue with the other part. I think those are just the functions that we are going to be using right now. But you can learn more functions from the documentary. I'll be sharing some other articles to read more about functions that are used in lists. From that point, we can just check the list length. So to determine how many items a list has, we use the len method or function. And I think you can use this one in our. We can use this one here to print out the length of the list. So we can have len, then we pass list, our list name, that is fruits, and then we learn this. So we simply have 5. We have 5. This is after now removing the banana. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we had a print, we have a we had to print length just before removing banana. You'll notice that we'll get 6. You can just run this. Why are we getting? Are we? Let me see this one. We have 5. Because we just appended and then removed. I want to print out before removing. Let me just cut out this one, just below append, so that we can see the output here. You'll notice that we have. We have 6 items. This is after appending 1. The initial list had 5 elements, and then yes, had 5 elements, and then we added another element, cherry. So we add 5 plus 1, so we have 6 elements. That's why we are getting 6 at first, and then we add, and then we remove. So we will remain with the same number of elements as the initial list. I think we can just continue to read through this. List items, that is data types. List items can be of any data type. I think we learned about data types, and we have samples of data types. We have string, we have int, we have boolean and boolean data types, among others. So a list can contain any data type, and a list can take any data type. You can even mix them, just as you can see from our, like this one. We have a list of strings. We have a list of integers. We have a list of boolean, and we have another example here, a list with string, integers, boolean values. So we can have a list with different data types. I think that one is okay. Again, as we had used type function to check the type of data types. We also use type to check the type function to check the data types within a list. We can just use this type here. We have an example here, so I can just have an extra cell just below here. Then I try to have lists, add into a list, or we can have, let me see this one. We can just have, we can check the type here. Let me use this one. You can just copy and then you paste just above here. You can just comment out this so that you are able to follow. Let's just comment out this one. Then we just paste our code here. We can just run this so that we can see that my list variable is of type list. I think everybody can see that. My list variable is of type list. I think that is it with the lists, unless before we get into dictionary, we can also use the list constructor to construct a list. We can, I think we can just change this one here over here to, can we copy this one? I think we can just use this one. We can change this one into a list using a constructor. Let me uncomment this. We can just have this. Let's just call it 1. Then we have the list constructor here, and then we add these items over here. Copy. Good. These fruits and fruits 1, they are just the same. Now we have this one is a list and this one is a list. In fact, we can just check the data type for them. Let's just check here the type for fruits, and then we can just have a copy of this fruits 1, and then we try to run this code. We see the kind of output we are going to get. You can see both of them are printing list. So both the first one and the second one are list. They have type list. So you can choose to use the constructor, the list constructor, or you can just use the square bracket. They are just the same. Any question up to that point? Any question? Any question? Someone is saying there is a question. That is Pashamai. You can just raise up your hand so that I can raise up your hand so that I can see if you have a question. Any question? Emmanuel, are you good? Korir?
Yes,
Are you good, or do you have a question?
I'm okay.
Oh, you okay? What is
Yeah.
what about mwema? Mwema is okay. What about Mudhoni? I think there is a Mudhoni somewhere. Mudhoni, are you good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. Stella Mudhoni, yeah. We can just continue to dictionary if you have no question about list. Yes, we can just go to dictionaries. What is a dictionary in Python? A dictionary are used to store data values in key value pairs. So a dictionary is just a collection or which is ordered also. It is also changeable or mutable and do not allow duplicates. So I think you can just now start noting the differences between list and dictionary. In case of dictionary, we don't allow duplicates because every value has a unique key. I think that is worth noting. Dictionaries are written with the curly brackets. So again, that one is a difference between the list and the dictionary. So in dictionary, we use the curly brackets, and in case of dictionary, we have key and values. So again, those are some of the differences between lists and dictionaries. So we can have an example here. You can just have we have an example here of a dictionary. Let's take it there up so that we are able to do some operation on this dictionary. We are through with list. So we can now have a dictionary. So if we check these, they are just this is a type of a car. So we can just car specs. I think that one is more okay. Can someone tell me this technique of naming a variable? How did we call it? The car specs. I think it has a name. This technique of naming variables. Who can remember this? Let me just choose a random person. David Mwangi. David Mwangi. Or any other person who can remember this kind of naming variables. Does it mean you guys have not been following? Who can I remember this?
That is the camel case.
This is the camel case. Yeah, this is the camel case. Which start with the first letter starts with a small. It's a small letter. Start with a small case. Then the second name start with a capital. So it's good to remember those techniques of naming variables. You can just go and remind yourself. I think there will be a question on uh, on techniques of naming variables. It's relevant. So we can just have to print these car specs. Oh, it's a specs. So before we print, you can see now we always start with a key and then the value. So this is the key value we are talking about here. I can just comment out this one. This is we start with the key and then we end up with the value. So this is the key and then value. Model is a key and then Mustang. I don't know to pronounce that word. Someone can just pronounce that word. I think it's Mustang, if I'm not wrong. And then here we have 1964. So we can just print out these, and then we see what it prints out. So we have a key and then a value, key then a value, key then a value. So I think that is it about dictionary. Yeah, I don't think there is much about dictionaries, but we can now get into some of the functions that are used in dictionary. Dictionary items are ordered. Again, they are changeable and does not allow duplicates. I think we had just gone through that. So dictionary items are presented in key value, just we have seen, and can be referred to as using key, the key name. And then we had that example over here. You can print a value using the key, just as you can see here. Let's try to print out something using a key. Let's say maybe we want to print out. We want to print out Ford, so we will add here brand. We'll use brand over there. Land this thing. Let's run this one. We see the output. Oh, we have an error. Oh, I forgot the quotes. I think now we shouldn't land into some issues. So you can see that I'm able now to print a value using the key. So this one is a good feature with dictionary. So meaning that we can just print as a specific element. No, a specific element in a dictionary, and like in list. So that is a special thing about dictionary. So again, that one is worth noting. So you can print a specific element in a dictionary using a key. I think that is it. We have just seen ordered or unordered. When we say that a dictionary is ordered, it means that items have a defined order here, as we have seen, and that order will not change. Unordered means that the item do not have a defined order. You cannot refer to an item using an index. So dictionaries are again changeable. I think we have an example. We have an example here. We can change color to something maybe red, think we can just try out this one. Or this one is for adding an item. Let's try to first of all add the item, and then we try to change an element. So let's copy this and we paste it below here. We just change our variable to car specs, and then we can just print out the car specs. We can just comment out that one so that we can see so if you can see, we have added another value, that is color element, and the color is just red. This is how we add an element in a dictionary. So in our list we were using a ped, so it's quite different when we're using a dictionary. This is how we add an element in dictionary. So any question up to that point? Or maybe a person who is having a problem with the dictionary. So far there is a person who is asking that this is Amos. Amos is asking, is it possible to print them in a table? Yes, you can easily do that, but now you will require some skills to do that. You can loop through them and then maybe arrange them using this print print function. I don't want to introduce ourselves to looping through these data through these dictionaries at this moment, but we will loop through them when you are introducing ourselves about loops. Any other question? Or Oneum had already said that it is Camo case. Yeah. That is it. We can just continue if we have no other question. We can just continue to removing an item from a dictionary. We have another function that is called pop function, and not the pop that you know, or the pop sound, but we now have a pop function to remove some elements from a dictionary. And how we use that is, use of these functions is similar. So you just have to take up your variable, your dictionary name, and then dot that function pop, and then we just pass in the key that you want to remove. I think we can just use this one here very fast. We can just try to okay, let me just first of all let me have another variable here. Let me just call new dictionary, and then I have its car specs, and then we use the pop function. Pop, we want to remove, let's remove here. then you can just have to print the new we can just try to run that one. Then again, I just forgot this quotation. I think I pressed them the wrong press. Sorry for that. They're supposed to be here. I think that should run very well. So here we removed this. This is what we removed. We just popped we pop out the ear. We can just try to print out. We just print out the specs again here so that we can see if it is removed. Yes, I think everybody can see that we have just removed the ear element or ear specs in that car. We have now we have key brand, we have model, and we have color, but we have just removed the ear specs of that car. I think that is it, and you can just try out these. You can just try out these in your Anaconda editor, and if you have a question, you can just ask now so that we can go to the other part of our discussion. Amos, are you able to follow?
Yes, I'm following. But may you kindly repeat on the adding an item to the dictionary?
Oh, adding okay, I will do that. Another question. There is Mwema. There is David Mwangi. David Mwangi, are you able to follow? Let me just choose a random person here. There is someone called Moritoni. Moritoni? Moritoni, do you have any question concerning our discussion today? Moritoni, can you hear me? Moritoni? I think some people have never talked in our discussion. That one is so bad. Casey? Oh, Moritoni is saying that it's okay. Casey? Silas? If you can hear me, you can just tell us if you are able to follow. I think I was a bit fast. Casey, can you hear us? Okay, we can just try to add an element to our dictionary. Yeah. So this is how we add we can add another element. So the first thing you just have to name your you start with this is the syntax, the name of your dictionary, Then you have the square brackets. Then whatever element you want to add. In here, we just pass the key. So I don't know what we can add, because we have the brand, we have the model, we have color so far. So what else do we add? Another specs of a car? I need to hear from you guys. What other specs do we add? Any person to type anything, or just unmute your mic and tell us what other specs you want us to add. I think everybody should. Any other specs you want to add for this car of ours? In fact, it is
Engine size.
Size.
Engine size.
Engine size. So okay. You'll just guide us through that. We have the engine size. So we can see
2000 cc.
Good. Engine size. Engine size is equals to. You want a big machine? A 2000 cc is a big machine. Engine size. We can just add this one, and then we just try to print out. Maybe just comment out this so that we can see if we are able to add the engine size. So we have a in fact even we can add the cc here. Good. I think everybody now is able to add an element in a dictionary. Any other question? These things, they are not so difficult, but that is it with dictionaries. But if you have a question, you can just okay, you can just raise up your hand. Any other question before we get to length? I think nobody is having a question. We can print out the length of dictionary as just we did with our list. Are you able to print the length of a list? We can just try out with dictionaries. Let's just print out the length of this dictionary so that you can see. Again, you use the function length. These are inbuilt functions, so you shouldn't worry about these functions. We can pass in our car specs. Then we see what we got. The size of our dictionary is 5, and everybody can count that just to confirm. Yes, I think that is it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 specs of that car. You can add more and more up to infinity. I think there is no limit for adding elements in a dictionary. let's go to dictionary items, data types. The values in a dictionary items can be of any data type. So again, you can have any data type for dictionary. You can have Boolean, you can have strings, you can have integers, and so on, as we saw with the list again. You can also create a dictionary with a constructor. There is also a dictionary constructor, that is a dict constructor. I think we should let's try to use a dict constructor to create another dictionary here very fast. So the caspex1 is equals to dict, and then we have let me just copy the some of the elements that we have here. Let me just copy this. Why is it? I can just copy this. We just copy that. We paste it here. Where were we? Oh, we are here. But this time around, these are not caspex. We have John age. We have, maybe you can call this one person or a student. These are student specs. So we have a dictionary. We have the dictionary, and then we have, I think we are supposed to have double parentheses here. Is we can just try to print out this very fast. We print out student. Sorry, it's student. We can just try to run. I'm facing an issue with an unexpected indent. And where is that? A is equals to 33. Let me check. Where am I having this? Oh, there should be. Yes, why am I seeing this? I can just choose to comment out this for now, and then we just try to rerun this unexpected indent again. Why am I missing an let me. Why am I missing an indent? Let me see this. This is an error that. Let me see this. Student. Okay, anybody who can see where I'm missing an indent? Anyone? I'm just comment out this one. don't know why I'm getting these indent stuff error, but I can try to just comment out this one. So this is something that we will be doing now and then to debug. That is line oh, oh yeah, here is the problem here. The problem is just here. The issue is with indent. Unexpected indent, a calling function. You can just go back here. A calling function again. Who messed up with this cell of ours? I don't know why I'm getting this kind of errors. An indent again, error, that is line 478. The issue with Anaconda is that they do not name the cells. So I don't know how I'll get that. Let me see this one. There is somewhere you are trying to call a function, but I can as well as let me just try to comment out this. And I can see we have output there. Yeah, you can just have to let's add a cell here up. Set a cell above. Yes, and we can now try out this one. These are things that we will be getting now and then. And let's just try to print out student. Good. I think now we can run this and then see that we have a problem here. We have a syntax issue. Invalid syntax, maybe you meant is equals or just let me see this one. Let's see this. Yeah, I think it's now good. So we can use these the dict function or a constructor to again create our dictionary. I think that is that. Any person with a question? Any person with a question? Before we get into the other part. Amos, are you able to follow? Amos Ochieng. Amos, yeah. Amos is good. So I think we are just good to go to proceed to the other part. That is all about dictionaries. And the other part is, let me check. We can now go to tuple. Python tuples. So tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Just as we had seen, also a list do that, also dictionary do that. Tuple is one of the 4 built-in data types in Python used to store collection of data. The other 3 are list, set, and dictionary. Tuples are written with the round brackets or the parentheses. Uh, we can we have these now. We can have this tuple, and then we just have to initialize it with some values. We have tuple items are ordered again, and in this case now tuples are unchangeable. You cannot change any element in tuples. So you should note the key differences between these data types, these inbuilt data types. So tuples are indexed. The first item has an index of 0. The second item has an index of 1. Uh, and then we continue indexing the elements in that order. When we say that tuple are ordered again, it means that items that have a defined order simply because they are indexed. And that order will not change. So again, this is just a repetition that tuples are unchangeable, or you can see the word unchangeable or immutable. They are used interchangeably. So you shouldn't be worried when you see immutable. Again, tuples allow duplicates, and this is same as lists. But in case of dictionary, we have seen that they do not allow duplicates. The other thing is the other thing about tuples is that since tuples are indexed, they can have items with the same value. I think that one is also a repetition, because we already said that tuples can hold multiple. They can hold same values. We can just dive into tuples, and then maybe we can see how to define a tuple and initialize it with some values. You can just copy this one and we just copy it here. This tuple, again, we will have to change the name of this so that it can be meaningful, descriptive. These are fruits, and then you can just have to print out the fruits. Just copy, then we have just to, what is not happening here, fruits. We can just try to print out that one. You can just run this, and then you see the output. You can comment out this one for a moment, then we try to rerun. So we have apples, bananas, cherry, apple, cherry. So as we had said that tuples do accept similar values. You can see that we have cherry and cherry here, simply because they are indexed. This cherry is at index 3, no, index 2, because we start with index 0, index 1, and then the first cherry is at index 2, and the other one is at index 4. I think that is it. You can just try this one out in your editors. Let's go back here so that maybe we can learn more about tuples. I think you have seen how it allows duplicate variable values. Sorry. We can see the tuple length by using again the length function. I think by now everybody should be able to use this len function to check the length of tuples, list, dictionary. I think this one is quite repetitive. I don't have to repeat that. And again, tuple items can be of any data type. I think you have just seen that one with dictionaries. Again, I will not repeat that. And the other part is type. I think by now everybody should be able to use the type function. You can check the type of tuple. Also, we have a tuple constructor. These things are just similar. They are quite similar. So I don't have to repeat that unless if someone has a question. If you have a question, you can just raise your hand and I will answer you. Any questions so far? Said Suma, you can. You're good. Okay. Any other person? Evitar Rose. Evita Rose. Evita, are you able to follow? You can mute your mic. You can unmute your mic and just tell us about whether you're able to follow, or maybe you have a question. There is Mwema Mwendo. Are you able to follow? You can just unmute your mic to confirm.
Yes.
That's good. We have Nathan. Nathan, are you able to follow?
Yes, I'm following.
Oh, okay. I think we can just continue if nobody is having a question. Casey, having issues with my mic, joining late, trying to find the balance. Okay. I think we should forward. We should just move forward to arrays. You can just move to arrays. And an array is a special variable which can hold more than one value at a time. So if you have a list of items, like maybe storing the cars in a single variable, could be like this. You have car 1 is equals to Ford, you have car 2 Volvo, you have a car 3 BMW, uh, we can use arrays to present this. So we are told if, however, what if we have we want to loop through the cars and find a specific one? And what if you had not 3 cars but 300? You'll notice that this one is naming of car. Now you will have 300 variables. That one is tiresome to write 300 variables in just a program. I think you will consume a lot of space doing repetitive job. So a solution to this is having an array. And an array do hold more than one value at a time. So you are told that the solution is an array. An array can hold many variables at a single name, and you can access the values by referring to an index number. This also happens with dictionary, where you are able to access a single value using a key. So in case of arrays, we have now indexes. Access the element of array. You refer to an array. Excuse. You refer to an array element by referring to an index number. So access the element of the array. You refer to an array element by referring to an index number. I think that one is just a repetition of what we have just read the above. So let's have the solution to this one. You can just have a cars, and then again we use the square brackets to present our. I think we should have this one. Let's practice with this one. I need everybody to write an array of maybe something you like most. For me, I'll do a cars, and I'll start with my favorite car. Not that one. That one. Let me start with Range Rover, and then we have a BMW, and then G-Wagon comes. G-Wagon comes next, and then I can have a Jeep. You can choose to create an array of things you like most. Yeah, good. I think we can work with that one. And then I have a Demio. I think those are my favorite cars. Yes, this is a type of an array of cars, and range is indexed at 0, and then BM an index of 1, continue going forward. So this is how we create an array. Let me just comment out this one to say array initialization. That is create array and initialize it. I have a typo here. So this is, I think by now everybody has just created an array so that we can move together. Let's come here. We are here. So looping an array, I think that this is all about before even we come to looping, because this one is another concept. We can just see how to add elements in an array and use the function append. I think by now the function append is familiar to us. This is how we add an element in array. So I can just have to append another car here, and then we can just print, or we can just print before. We can just print cars, and then we see the output. You can see this one, and then I can do an append. Cars dot append order, and then I print. I do a print here. Cars. Oh, I have a typo there. I can print cars. We see if we'll be able to append. You can see we have added Honda in our array. So is everybody able to add, to append, to let me see someone who have let me see who is able to create. If you're able to said Suma, are you able to create an array?
Yeah, I'm good.
You are good. Have you appended something?
Yeah.
That's good. Who is having or who is facing some difficulties in creating an array? Evita? Evita Rose. You can just write in the in-call messages just to confirm if you are able to create an array, and use the append function to add something in the array. Meanwhile, who want to do a presentation to present what he has? Amos. I think Amos is able to present. You can just present and see what the array, what is the array you have.
Okay, let me present.
Okay, let me stop presenting so that we can give you a chance to present. I think so far coding is fun, yeah?
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, just playing around with some functions.
We will get there no matter what.
Yes.
Okay, this is what I have.
We have arrays here. You also like cars. We have Ford, Volvo, there is a BMW, and then you first of all print, and then you append a Benz. I think this is cool. This is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. That is
So
common.
what is the actual difference between an array and a list?
And a list.
Yes.
So far, you haven't seen any difference. Maybe let's finish with the arrays, and then maybe we'll note one difference.
Okay.
Yes. Any other person who want to present? Emmanuel, Korir. You can just showcase your skills. So far, I think everybody is having a skill.
Yes, you can do it.
Yes, Priska. So far, you are not an amateur. I think everybody now has some skill. A bungalow. Hey, there is a Priska do like houses. Good. There is an array initialization. Yes, we have songs. We have bongo, rumba, R&B, gospel. Then you just print and then you append. Yes, it is opendwa. This is quite okay. This is good. Yes, I can see you people you are following. Um, that is good, Pilska. Any other person want to showcase? Oh, I need another person. A volunteer. Mwema. I think Mwema has done a presentation. We can have a different person. And that happens to be said Suma. Said there is first of all we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel is having some houses here. Houses, we have a bungalow, a penthouse, a mansion, apartments. This is good. This is super good. Yeah, that is good, Emmanuel. We can have the last person before we proceed. You are writing good codes. Kasola, are you able to do a presentation? Or maybe a volunteer, the last person. Kasola, you are able?
No.
Or you are not able to do a presentation. Any other person who feels that he want to showcase his skill or her skills? I think so far coding is fun. Casey, Sailors. You don't have any other person who want to showcase? Karanja. I think you can just go on if there is no other person who want to showcase. Uh, let's get into this. I think today we have covered a lot. Python arrays. Yeah, we have covered the adding one more element in the car arrays. You can as well as remove. If at all you can add, then you can just remove. Removing means to delete, and we use the function, the inbuilt function pop. Okay, can everybody now pop? Let's pop. Uh, let's pop something from our arrays. We want to pop out Demio. Demio is my least favorite car, and it's at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it is at index 4. Let me try and print out. As I think now you can see I don't have a demo in my
You're not seeing my screen.
sorry.
You're not seeing your screen.
Oh, you're not able to see my screen. Oh, I haven't shared my screen. Let me share my screen. I'm sorry for that. I thought I was still sharing my screen. But now it is visible, yeah? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to I want to pop demo from my array, and I've just written my my array name and then a dot. This dot is called a dot operator. I think you have just been using it. You shouldn't call it a full stop. It is not a full stop. It's called a dot operator. I think we didn't cover that one, but it's very useful. It's called a dot, not a full stop. It's a dot operator. Very useful in programming. So I can just use it to cars.pop number 4. And you can easily see that. Let me just rerun the code. Initially, I had a demo in my array, but now I don't have a demo. Everybody should pop something from his or her array. We can move to the next step. We are almost finishing up. I understand it was a makeup class, so I shouldn't keep you for long. It's on a Friday. Yeah, I think that is exactly that. So you can also the remove. We can try and use the remove function. You can in array you can use the remove. The remove function, but this time when you use remove, you will use the actual value that you want to remove. Let me demonstrate that. You are not going to remove using index. You are going to remove using the value you want to remove. You can just have this. In my array, I don't have a board. Let me remove Jeep, and then we try to run this. You can see now I don't have a Jeep in my array. Can you note the difference here? At pop we are using index, but when you use remove you're using the actual value. I think you should note that. You should note that. You should note that. Any question so far? Any question? Who thinks that coding is fun so far? Let me see those people who think that coding is fun so far. Nobody? There is Suma saying that coding is fun. Eric. We have Kasola. I want to see those people who think that so far coding is just fun. It's a fun stuff. Yes, there is Emmanuel also saying that coding is fun. Uh, yes, yes. I can see you people. You like coding. Um, I think you can just. There is someone. Uh, who is that? Is there a person who want to talk? You can just raise up your hand. Okay, okay. I think you can just move forward. Before even I even introduce something else. Yesterday we have a problem with the modulus operator, right? I sent something in the group, and if you are not able to follow modulus operator, let's say if at all we have maybe something like a variable a is equals to, let's say, 4, and a variable b is equals to 5. I think this is the exactly what we had yesterday, and then you are just trying to find the modulus. You are assigning modulus of 4 modulus 5, and if you print out this one you should get a 4. Oh, I'm printing the out as the answer instead of the variable. I think you can just copy these out. Copy. I'm doing this for those people who did not understand whatever it is written in the article that I sent. You can see that I'm getting a 4. So modulus print, let me just, modulus returns something you call the reminder. Reminder. I don't know, reminder. There is an N between a reminder. So this is to mean if you divide 4 divided by 5, it means that 5 will go into 4 0 times, reminder 4. So 5 goes into 4 0 times, reminder 4. And that reminder is what we are getting here. I think that is clear. I just repeated this because of those maybe who didn't understand the meaning of the article I sent. That one was just for clarity. Yeah. So any question on the modulus part? Yes, I don't think there is a question. Yes. So let me introduce to you something interesting, but we will not cover it so much. There is something I have commented out. If you know, if you are keen, if you are keen, you will notice that I commented out something here. Yeah, here, this part. Next class, we are going to introduce to ourselves to something we call loops. And the first loop that we are going to learn about is the for loop. For loop helps us to iterate through items in an array or maybe a list. Yeah. So this is how we implement our for loop. I think we can just copy this and paste it above here, and we see how it operates. This one will be a good we can just have a for loop here. It is used to loop through elements in an array or a list. If we want to loop through these elements here, we just use the for, and then we just put a variable, any variable of your any variable that you want. You can just put an I, a C, or maybe you can even just write a name for car in cars. To mean now, the cars is to mean now the URA name. We want to now to print out the car. We can just we can run that, and then we see oh there is something wrong with indent. Yeah, I just delete that indent, then we try to rerun. When we rerun our code, we will get, now you can see we are printing them. There is someone who had asked why we are printing well, I can just comment this. So you will note the difference. When you use the for loop, we just print the specific elements in that array. But when we print the array directory, we have this square bracket, and then we have the quotes. So you can just note the difference. I think this is an interesting thing. We just loop through. So we are just saying for a car in cars. For each and every car in this array, we want to print that car. So we are going to end up with all the cars in this array. It's a very interesting concept, but we are going to learn that next lesson. Today I don't want to introduce maybe a different thing. You can just first of all digest whatever we have just learned today, and then next time we are just going to learn about we're going to learn about for loop, and in fact you can just be doing the research. We are going to learn about for loop and the while loop. Those are the two loops that you are going to be looking. There are other methods in array. You can see we have append, we have clear, we have a copy, we can count, we can extend, we have index, and all of these have their description. So for those of you who have defined an array, you can just try to implement these functions, all of them, for practice. I think that is it for today's class. Any person with a question? Amos is saying it is interesting. Any question? Any question? You can just maybe comment out. You can just comment about today's class, or maybe yeah, you can just comment about today's class. Any comment? Any person with a comment about today's class or the other classes? There is Kasora saying greatness tupu. Thank you, Kasola. Any other person with another comment? Amos, what do you think about today's class?
Oh, it has been awesome. The classes are always good.
Okay.
Other than for the technical hitches that we had, everything else has been okay.
Okay.
You are a great teacher.
Thank you. A lady, you can have a lady. Twiska, what do you say? You can just say something about today's class, or maybe if you have a question, you can ask. The floor is just open for any person with a concern, a comment, or maybe a question. I will not introduce another concept at this moment. We have like 10 minutes, or let's say 5. Today we are going to leave at 8:25. Let me see. Casey don't want to talk in this class. I think it is so bad for us to have a class with some people who don't want to talk. I think it's a good thing to participate in this class, and then so that we can have an interactive class. Evita, are you able now to unmute your mic? Evita still not able to unmute. Kasola. Kasola, say something. Or maybe Muema.
Okay, I think the class has been interesting. Thank you.
Okay. Muema Mwendwa.
Okay, the class has been interesting.
Okay.
Since I joined the that day because my anaconda was had reviews, but you assisted me. Now I'm getting the concept.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And anybody else who have an issue with anaconda, please, you just reach out. I'll help you to set up these softwares. They are not easy to set up. Any other person maybe who have a compliment? Amos, you can just unmute.
Yes, just for to my fellow colleagues. I think these are a very good platform to speak up. This is where you gain courage to speak with people. You'll be attending interviews. You'll be asked to speak. So it is a good chance. You just unmute and say something. By that you gain courage. So that even in your interviews you'll be able to speak confidently.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter you have a content, but yeah, just say anything. Yeah.
yeah. That's good, Amos. Yeah, it's good now people to, if you have this platform, you can just easily talk. Say something about maybe class. You can comment out about your instructor, uh, so that we are. When you talk, we are going to. We are. If you have a problem, maybe you can just say. Most of you are reaching out to tell me that they have an issue with the software, and then we try to solve that thing together. And finally, we manage. So if you have a problem, one thing with programming, you cannot write anything if at all you don't have these softwares. It's unlike the other uh, the other um, the other courses. So you can just reach out to us, and so that we can just help you. So I can see our time is up. So if nobody else is nobody is having maybe another compliment, we see you on Monday. I'll upload assignment on the Google Classroom. I'll share the link in the group, and also just do some practice on the questions that I did send you in the group. So if you have a question, you can just reach out. We try to find the solution together. I think that is the way to go with programming. So you guys have a good evening and a good weekend too. See you on Monday. Bye.